Checking sound set. Oh, let me say it here. We're trying to get the mics on. Let's see. Hey, Kathy. Going live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Coffee Talk with Dave. I'm Dave. It is 6:01, so I was like right on the edge there. 6:01, and it is February the 5th. Can you believe that? We're already into the first week of February, and it's Thursday. So let's see what everybody's got on. Good morning, Junior. Thank you for joining us this morning, being up bright and early. Oh, we just started waiting for everybody to grab that cup of coffee and jump in here on the conversation. Like I said, we were started off the day just kind of, well, matter of fact, I'm gonna reach back here and normally I have these on in the morning first thing, but I forgot to turn them on this morning. It's not too bad. It's about 35, 36 degrees this morning, but supposed to warm up to 70 here in Texas. Jim Beach, Kathy. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Bruce joined 77664. Hey, Bruce. Hey, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit all the buttons, like, share, follow, because I do the same at the end of the live, as long as you're not a bot. And thank you for joining Morning Coffee Talk. Just getting started here on a Thursday. Got a few people that are still grabbing their coffee, of course. But, you know, always, I like it, the fact that if you're joining a live at 6 a.m., you got to be pretty dedicated. And so I'm always thankful for everybody that jumps in on a live at 6 a.m. in the morning. And surprisingly, more and more people are up. I know a lot of people are, you know, getting ready for work, getting the kids ready for school. You know, all that fun stuff. Hey, Kim, good morning. Kim has joined us over here on YouTube. Gip 733. So if you're new here, let me know what state you're from. We can start off super easy. I know where Kim is because Kim and I have been friends for 40 plus years. So she's just right up the road from us. CBR. Thank you, CBR. Good morning. I think everybody's still asleep this morning, so grab that coffee. And speaking of something to start your morning off, Stephen Bennett just joined. Loggy Log 4 just joined. Thank you for joining us. Sunny D just joined. Good morning. So tell me, do any of you like protein bars? Do you have a protein bar that you really like? And on TikTok here, we have quite a few names that I haven't seen. So if you're new here, say hey. Hey, Caden, how's it going, buddy? And make sure you, like I said, like, share, follow, all that fun stuff. And just as a quick reminder, we're going to be giving away this Benchmade pocket knife. So if you have not entered, make sure you enter. And it's super easy. No purchase required. Send me an email to Dave's Shop, the number 2 at gmail.com. In the subject line, type in Benchmade, giveaway, raffle, something to that effect so that I know you're interested and you want your name in the hat for that drawing. Let me see here. What's this? Noah Pollock Miller. I is in northern Wisco. Wheat protein is roadkill. Hey, Jack. Oh, I love venison jerky. That's really good. How about that? Well, thank you for joining us this morning, Noah. Caden, thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate it. Hello, can I bless you with some money today? Everybody will take some cash. You can definitely bless me with some money. Just start hitting all those, I don't know, even what you call them, the little emojis and stuff. And that does it on live. That's one way of supporting the channel. The little heart me's, I haven't even looked at roses. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. Headed to work. Oh yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. And I'm starting, well, I've got a little short wall here. I'm starting some stuff on, so I want to get some more stuff on it before I show everybody. And then I did opposite wall on the other side of the shop. And it only has one sign on it, but I've got some more stuff coming. Brandon, thank you. Thank you. It is, everything's well. Thank you. Let's see here what's doing live. I appreciate you. Hey, Noah. I appreciate you. You know, anybody, like I said, that's up at this time of morning, it's great. So I had a question on the table. Well, let me rephrase that. Let me just remind everybody, please. We're going to have a lot more giveaways. I've got things in the works, other things coming that you're going to give away, that I'm going to give away to people who join my lives. And it doesn't cost you anything other than you have to send me an email with your first and last name to Dave's Shop, the number 2 at gmail.com. And in the subject line for this particular raffle, type in Benchmade, raffle, knife. Thank you. Appreciate that. All of that, anything like that, so that I know when I get the email that you want to be entered into the raffle. Thinking that we're probably going to do this first raffle next week. And I'll let everybody know you don't have to be present on the live to win. If you happen, good morning, Ed. I'm happy to be here too. God woke us up another day. That's always a fun thing. And so, yeah, if you want to be in, send me the email so that I can get you in. Probably going to have a cutoff date of next Wednesday will be probably the last day that you can enter for this drawing. And then I'm thinking that we'll probably do the drawing on Thursday. And then that way I can get it on the way. And then we'll start the next item that we're going to give away. And so let's see. So there's at least 2 drawings, and then I have a third one coming. I did get a, I wished I was giving away cars or something else, but it is what it is. I try to pick something that I think a lot of people might use. And I'm blessed with the fact that I have vendors that send me stuff. When I see stuff that I think I can send out and use as a raffle, well, then that's what I'm going to do. And so like I tell everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like, share, follow. You want to be a part of the raffle, send me that email. The only really requirement is you have to be in the US, because once you win, I'll respond to your email. And at that point, you'll have to give me your address and phone number, because these are probably going to be shipped out via UPS. That way we have a good tracking number on it. Caden, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And yesterday, I did do a pop-up live yesterday afternoon, went on a quick walk. I was following in Ed's footsteps. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do it 365 days in a row, but I am trying to get out in the afternoons and get a little exercise and, do that at the same time. Ruled by Saturn. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, Ruled by Saturn. I appreciate that. Let's see here. What is this? TB1 not okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, that's really, that's for you. Really, all I need is just for you to enter the contest. Did I type that? to@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat there. Hey, Chris, good morning. So you can send, if you want to enter the contest, send it to that email address. Jeff Somerville just joined. Well, it was great because yesterday was the first time I had gone on a walk and actually went live. I tried to do it the day before, got to the end of the block and realized that my phone only had like 3% power and it went dead with 3 or 4 people on the live. I felt terrible about that, not being prepared. So I made sure that I was better prepared yesterday. It was probably a 45-minute walk, but kind of, let people see part of the park and area where I live. And so Ranger, who normally joins a lot, and a lot of times he can't join in the morning because he's working. Harry from Arkansas was able to join for a little bit. So it gives people that afternoons are better for, gives them the opportunity to jump in and be on the live too. I mean, people were just kind of coming and going because it was getting close to the end of their day. It was around 4 to 4:45 or something like that I went on a walk because, the doc says got to get out, get a little exercise. It's supposed to really help my bad knee and keep the arthritis at bay. So that's kind of one of my things I'm trying to get done. Get out and walk a little more today. Now this morning it's about 34, 35 degrees here this morning, but today I think they said the high is going to be 70, but tomorrow, Friday, it's supposed to get all the way up to 80 degrees here. Can you believe that? 80 degrees in February. So that'll be a fun thing. Let's see here. What else? So Noah over here on YouTube, he works for Agra Industries, a steel production, fabrication industrial plant. So Noah, just to give you a heads up, on my YouTube channel, I do a lot of how-to reviews, tool reviews, and then we stream live to YouTube and TikTok every morning. And this is just some place where you can come sit with friends and visit. We talk about the weather. We talk about current events, sports, and, whatever anybody brings up and they want to talk about. What is that? Ruled by Saturn, 80. That's grilling weather. I know. I agree. I agree. So yesterday, I don't know if you saw the video I posted for the Dano's seasonings. Oh, thanks. Thanks, TB1. Appreciate that. And we had some red beans and rice for supper last night. Pretty good. I can tell you, and this I really didn't know about the Dano's seasoning line. It's a heart healthy seasoning. So if you know somebody who has like a heart condition and you know they're trying to cut their sodium intake, that's the seasonings you want to use. And they have a whole line of them. I haven't even tried all of them, but they're really high quality seasonings, and they don't have any salt in them. And I was kind of curious, like, no salt? I'm not really a big salt fan, but you know, most everybody else in the family is. Hey, Nicole, good morning. Chris is here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So anyway, if you're looking for something like that that's heart healthy, thank you for the fan club, Little Heart Me. Definitely go check out their spices because super good quality, made right here in the U.S. And then that leads me to, I've also made a video for these. These are, y'all heard me talking about them, the Mosh protein bars. I like protein bars because I try to usually only eat one full meal a day, and that's it. And probably have been doing it for about a year. But you know, there's times when you're out and you have a really busy day and you just kind of need that just a little bit, and you want to eat pretty healthy. Well, these protein bars are like super high in protein, very low in sugar, and they have a lot of nutrients for that supports the brain. And this company is owned by Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Patrick. And they started this because Maria Shriver, if you remember back in history, her mother passed away from Alzheimer's. And apparently, which I didn't know this fact till I was just recently reading, but women are affected by Alzheimer's more than men. And so, you know, Maria's Shriver's probably, you know, tries to live healthy too. And so what she decided is when she started this company that they donate 1% of sales. Now, most companies will say, hey, we're going to donate 1% of profit. They donate 1% of sales, and you say, well, that's not very much money. So this company started in 21. It was on Shark Tank in 23. It was featured on Shark Tank, and everybody's probably watched that. And so now it's 26. And they've already raised and donated more than $250,000 to the Alzheimer's research for women. So they're right here in the U.S. So if you like protein bars, this might be a company you want to support. If so, I do have a video where it has a link, and you can go check it out. And one of the things that I said I was going to do is actually try there's like 6 flavors, and so I wanted to try each flavor during the live. And this flavor is lemon white chocolate crunch. I like lemon. Okay, let's see how this one looks. I'm gonna just take the bar out so everybody can see what size the bar is. These are not huge protein bars, but you know, like I said, protein bars are really designed to just if you have that hunger pain, that they kind of just knock that out without sitting down and eating a full meal. And I always like to eat protein bars with a cup of coffee too. So hey, okay. Here's what I would compare this to after the first bite. Who likes lemon pound cake? Anybody like lemon pound cake? Put something in the comments if you like lemon pound cake. Come on. Wake up. Brian likes it. So, rule by Saturn, you don't like lemon pound cake. Some people don't. Some people really like lemon. Nicole likes lemon. Chris likes lemon pound cake. I love lemon pound cake. That's what it reminds me of. It has that flavor. It tastes like, it reminds me of a lemon pound cake. And initially the good thing too, this doesn't have any sugar in it. So it's super high in protein, no sugar. But for me, I want to get behind and promote companies that are right here in the United States that create jobs in the United States for Americans. And their support for Alzheimer's research, that creates jobs. And it's for a good cause at the same time. And 1% of sales, it doesn't matter whether they're making a profit or not. That's a pretty big commitment for a company. So if you like protein bars so far, that's the first one, and I like it. There's 6 different flavors, so I'm going to sample one every morning on the live until I've gone through all 6. But anyway, yeah. So if it's something that you're interested in, check out the showcase I have, or check out the video, couple videos I made, and you can click the link there, and that'll support the channel on that. Anyway, yeah, it was really good. And what's this thing? Coffee and pound cake. Oh man, the coffee. I can have coffee and pound cake pretty much anytime. Okay, no more of that until after the show's over. I'll finish that. Got an email back yesterday. How many people have heard of Super Clean? Anybody? Anybody ever heard of Super Clean? Kelly, good morning. Nobody's ever heard of Super Clean, really? So again, Super Clean is I would say they're a relatively, maybe a medium-sized company, but they're right here in the United States. They create jobs right here. And they're a company that I've done 2 or 3 videos for. And they're super kind people to work for. Like I said, they're creating jobs here in the United States, and they sell Super Clean. And Super Clean's like a degreaser. They have different things, but really what they're known for is a degreaser that works really well. And it's kind of like an all-purpose cleaner too. You can use it in your kitchen, clean your stove tops, your counters, any place where you need a degreaser. And where I found that I use it a lot is on my grill outside, because when you cook on if you have a gas grill or even a charcoal grill, you know, cooking on it sometimes gets, you get splatters of grease and stuff. And the thing I like about it is you can you don't even have to heat it up or do anything like that. You can just let it cool down, spray the outside of your grill and your if you happen to have a little side wing table on them like most of them do, and then paper towel and wipe it off, and man, it just cuts through that grease. There's so many different things that you can use that all purpose. It's a degreaser and stuff. So that's that's kind of their main thing. But then they also make a wheel and tire cleaner that you could use on your car that works really well. And anyway, so they've sent me samples in the past, and I've done a few videos for them, and they keep coming back. And they had asked me if they could send me some more products, and I'm hooked on them. And I'll tell you, you can, some of their products are sold in Walmarts. I don't know if they're sold in Walmarts everywhere, or if it's just, you know, they have some Walmarts in certain parts of the country, but you can buy them in Central Texas at Walmart. Some of their products, and you know, they compete with other products like Simple Green and some other stuff. But anyway, they come in a big purple bottle, and they've offered to send some products and support a giveaway. So we're going to have a giveaway with Super Clean, and I'm putting together a proposal for that company to see. Chris has heard of Simple Green, and so I'm putting together a proposal that I can submit to them. And see if they would like to sponsor the show for a week, or, you know, 2 months, or, you know, I don't know. I don't really know exactly what to ask for, but what I want to do, they were asking me to do another YouTube video, and I responded, I want to use it on a live, and I want to, you know, have a giveaway. So that's going to be one of our giveaways coming up in the near future. And you know, we'll do the same thing. You'll send me an email with Super Clean in the subject line when we get started, and that'll get your name in the drawing. And then whoever wins, we'll draw it live. Whoever wins will get Super Clean shipped to their house. So there you go. So that's what I've got going so far that I found out yesterday. And then, and I'm giving you a little sneak peek. I haven't created this video yet, but you know how sometimes companies will offer you stuff and you go, that might be pretty good. But you don't know really. But you agree, hey, I can shoot a video, and I haven't shot the video on this yet. But this is an LED flashlight from the name of the company is Warsun, W-A-R, like War Sun, I guess. And it's a they call it, the model is a T7. I want to open it without taking the box out, but it's super simple. We'll kind of point this down a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna kind of hold it. Well, I'm gonna take it out. Sorry. And do I have it upside down? Yeah, I do. So let me show so that is a flashlight. I want you to look how thin that is. Now I'm going to show it to well, look at me. I'm just dropping stuff everywhere. So that's a flashlight. Okay. So there's a light here and also in the end. Is that thing got a, yep, sure does. Has a magnet on the other side, the clip, and it's a rechargeable. Anyway, I haven't done the video on it, but I was just playing with it a little bit. I charged it up last night, and I was going to show you. So on this side's the battery, but look how bright that is. And let me see, it's got multiple settings on it. I'm just trying to show everybody at the same time. Okay. And then you could do it like this. And so it does this light. And this is the one that if I'm pressing the right one. Is it up and down? See, this is why I do this, is so you can see all the, I think it's a bunged up thumb there. So there you go. It gets brighter and brighter. Look how bright that is. I don't know if you can see. And then it's got a little, but here's the part that I like about it, is this thing weighs less than 2 ounces. It's got a clip. So like if you're a service technician or something, you know, boom, fits right in your pocket. You can put it in your front pocket or your shirt pocket. But it also clips right to your hat. And so, you know, if you're a technician, if you're a service technician and you're out working, you need both your hands, but you also need some light. It's pretty versatile. And I think what really surprised me about this was, one, it was rechargeable, but two, look how thin that is. Look how thin it is. You can put that in your pocket and, you know, it doesn't make your pocket stick out. And I like the fact that if you want to use it like a traditional flashlight, it comes out the end. If you're trying to hold it and work on something, you know, below you, you could clip it to your cap and it illuminates what's down here in front of you. So you could, you know, if you were doing some kind of detail work, maybe you're working on a computer or some kind of electronics or TV or whatever, it works out really good there. And, you know, I don't really, I guess, I probably wouldn't use the flash and redden, but you could, you know, if you, man, that is just super bright. You could do that, I guess, like maybe if you were having an emergency on the side of the road, you could, you know, kind of hold it up or have it somewhere. But I could see where this would be really handy. Even Donna, my wife, saw it. She goes, "Oh, that'd be perfect to fit in my purse." So what do you think is going to end up happening to this flashlight? It's probably going to disappear and be in her purse. And the reason she wanted it in her purse is because it has a little clip, and she could clip it right on the inside pocket. And that way, when she needs a flashlight, and I guess occasionally she does, she can take it out. And then, and I didn't even realize this till I was just sitting here looking at it, it has a magnet on the bottom. So you can do that. Anyway, I'll have a video today on it, probably posted, but when you come to the live, you get to see these things up front, and it comes with its own little charging cable. And I don't show you all the stuff I get, but some of the stuff is kind of neat. And it's I've gotten I've gotten some flashlights that, you know, I don't think they're bad, but they're just what I call, they're just okay. You know, they say they're really bright, but they're not really ever as bright as they say they are. And this particular one doesn't even talk about how bright they are, but it was really bright. I'm always under hoods, and see, there you go, robot. See, and you could, like I said, clip it on your cap. Like if you were working underneath the hood of your car or something and it got dark on you, you could use that bottom side light, or you can, you know, use the light on the end of it. It also has that magnet, so you could actually stick it on the hood or something and use it that way. But anyway, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to end up probably having to get another one because I thought that was a pretty handy. And I've got, different flashlights that I've reviewed, and some of them I really like, and some of them are just okay, it's a flashlight, right? It looks good on the outside, performs okay. I mean, it's but nothing really that I go, wow, they did a really good job there. That's a nice flashlight. I do have some, but not. That's probably the first one I got off the TikTok shop that I'd say is probably the best, or the one that I like the best. And I've gotten 4 or 5 of them off there. And now I did get a really big one that's more like the Maglite, Chris, that size, and that's a really nice flashlight. And then also I have that Skylight flashlight. Now, boy, I tell you what, if you had one of them, and they tell you, don't shine it in somebody's face because that's how bright it is. I can read the neighbor's address half a block or better away. That's how bright the light is, and those are really good. But anyway, so let's see, what else did I have I wanted to cover this morning. This afternoon I'm gonna be doing a walk, and these are just pop-ups. I don't have these scheduled, so I can't give you an exact time. I'll just tell you it'll be this afternoon. And today, since I did, I can only stream one or the other today, I'm probably going to stream to my YouTube followers today. And then, we'll just kind of go back and forth and see how it goes. Anything else I want to talk about? How about y'all? Any of y'all got any questions? If you're new here, do you have any questions you want to ask? I'm going to try on a big river in South America. Wow. Huh. I'm just reading some of the messages here. You're right, Ed. It would, if you were like in the wintertime when it gets dark, especially where Ed lives in Illinois, it gets darker there even earlier than it does here. And I'm sure there's been many an afternoon he takes off for a walk and it gets dark before he gets done. So yeah, that would definitely, you could definitely do that too. I have a question about heat tape and pool noodles. Go for it, Kelly. Tell me, what's your question? So Kelly on YouTube has a question about heat tape and pool noodles. Y'all know what pool noodles are. Here, I'll show you one real quick. I just happen to have one laying around. Boop. How about that? This is just a piece of one. I can tell you what I did with them, but go ahead, Kelly. Tell us or give us your question, and let's see what was your question about swimming pool noodles and heat tape. So we're going to wait for her to ask that question. So, oh, here it comes. Can you cover your heat tape with pool noodles? My pops are still kind of freezing. Well, I guess that would, so the question is to everybody out there, let's see what everybody says. Kelly wants to know if you could put a pool noodle on top of heat tape that's wrapped around her water pipes. And, I would say you probably could, but it really depends on how hot that heat tape gets. I don't know. I tell you what I would do is I would probably, here, let's ask. Oh, it's like this. Let's ask. Cover heat tape. So I'm cheating. I'm asking my AI if you can cover heat tape with insulation, pipe insulation, which is basically what a noodle is. It's all very similar. Sleeves or noodles is commonly used by homeowners. Works fine on any setup. The answer to your question, Kelly, is yes. AI says it is a common practice that you can use pipe insulation or noodles to put along with your heat tape to regulate temp. And two, I'm sure drip your water when it's freezing, but if it's freezing all the time, you're going to be dripping your water all the time. So yeah, insulate, got it. Yeah. We have some friends that live out in the country, and they live in they have a mobile home, a double wide mobile home they live in, and they have to, which I don't know. I don't ask questions why people don't fix it, but I can tell you that is a common problem when it gets super cold for mobile homes, especially if you've got a mobile home that's maybe not as like new last year or something, because technology improves as they continue to build them, or you would hope that they would. But mobile homes, RVs, that type of stuff, they have a real problem when it gets super cold, keeping their pipes from freezing. And mobile homes use, probably, I'm guessing, they used I forgot what it was called, but it was different than PVC. It was a thin wall pipe. Now probably what most of them are using, it's called PEX, and it comes in a big roll, and it's crimped, it's not glued, and it's supposed to be better, except it doesn't do well in freezing temperatures because it causes the crimps where they connect, or the pipe to expand and then splits, and so it can flood. But yeah, I had somebody ask me the other day about that their pipes had been frozen for a week or something, and they live in an RV, and so heat tape is definitely what's recommended to help regulate that. And of course, if you have underpinning, you can if you can underpin them, that keeps some of the cold air out. It doesn't keep all of it out, but yeah, so it does sound like you can use a pool noodle along with your heat tape. Now, you want me to tell you what I use pool noodles for? Here's a nifty idea. If you park your car in the garage, let's say you park 2 cars in the garage, and for most 2-car garages, when you park 2 cars in the garage, you don't have a lot of room between, especially if you're the car on the left, you're usually next to the drivers on a wall when they open their door. And for me, my wife couldn't seem to get out of her car without taking the door and hitting the wall. And I know that's just because, at the end of the day, you're tired and you're just not paying attention. And she probably didn't do it every day, but she did it enough that it scarred the wall, and it, chipped a little paint off of the door. And me being OCD like I am, I was like, wow, we got to stop that. And so I took a piece. Matter of fact, that piece right there, that blue noodle has probably been mounted to the wall. You can take like some sheetrock screws and a little washer, and you can screw those to a wall or a stud or two before where you pull your car in. And then that way, if you're not paying attention and you open your car door too wide, it hits the pool noodle like a bumper, and it keeps from scratching your door and damaging the wall. So there you go. There's a lot of things you can do with those pool noodles, but that's one of them, and I used it. It worked really well. Heat tape. Do not unplug in spring. Leave it plugged in year round. So George, just so you know, Kelly, George and George is a contractor, so I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. He says that you should leave your heat tape plugged in year round. You should never unplug it. And that makes pretty good sense to me too. Look at all this helpful information. We have some real smart cookies on here, I'm telling you. Good morning, Kathy. Hey, George. Thanks for the info there. Yeah, we were talking to Kelly Rosenthal over on YouTube that had asked that question. So that's wonderful. I like it when we can converse and answer questions for anybody. And just so you know, and I think you all do know, if you do ever have any handy person, you're trying to do something yourself, maybe you don't know what to do, and you would like our 2 cents worth. I'm fairly handy, and I'm sure there's some other people that are pretty handy on the channel too, and we can always try to help you out and get you an answer to your question. So yeah. Good morning, Kathy. How you doing? ZR, what's up? How's it going? So I can tell you, I've got a few. I've gotten a few more entries into the contest for the Benchmade knife. So if you haven't heard about it, make sure, and you're interested and you want to be included in the drawing for the Benchmade knife, make sure you send me an email to daveshop2@gmail.com. In the subject line, type in Benchmade knife, all that fun stuff. Hey, Kelly, too. George is just posted this too over on TikTok, that you probably need to replace your heat tape every 5 years, just so that you've got that taken care of, and that's probably some work to it, but I'm sure it's easier to replace heat tape than it is to have busted water pipes. That's for sure. But that's his recommendation, is that if your heat tape is over 5 years old, it's probably time to get it replaced. And of course, routine power outages just take a toll. Yeah, routine power outages do take a toll. There's a lot of people who have generators these days, even even portable generators, and especially like travel trailers, small mobile homes, because housing prices are through the roof everywhere. And I always said, I'm not too proud. If I needed to live in, and I have lived in mobile homes. I've lived in some that were not super fancy. They were pretty basic. And then I've lived in some that were really nice. And so I don't have a problem with those at all. They're just, the maintenance is a little different on them. Never got but 3 years. Oh, wow. Chris probably uses some heat tape on the water pipes out, like at the barn for watering the horses and stuff. Wow. But it works. Everybody says it works. I I've never used heat tape, at least here recently, because our house is stone, and but my first house in Austin, the first winter we moved in was a really bad winter for Texas. It snowed 3 times, twice in January, once in February that year, and the temp didn't get above freezing for 34 days straight. Now, if you live up north, you're like, yeah, that ain't nothing. But in Texas, that's a big deal. And that was when they were first starting to put water heaters in the attic. And of course, they've gotten a lot smarter now. They insulate them, and they insulate the pipes on them. But at the time, they hadn't done a very good job insulating the pipes. And I had frozen, I didn't have any water because the pipes had frozen in the attic. Now, I was fortunate that those pipes were copper and not plastic. And I was able to take a propane torch and just kind of, slowly heat that copper tubing up enough that the frozen water started to flow. And then, of course, after that, I just made sure we had to leave the water running and the cabinet doors open and all that fun stuff. And, I was much younger back then, too, because that was a house that was actually our first home that wasn't a mobile home, but was an actual home on a slab. And I had worked out a deal with a contractor where he did work that I didn't know how to do, but I did all the painting. I took on a lot of the work and did it myself to save money. And so anyway, we got it. We moved into that property, lived there for a couple of years, and were able to sell it for a profit, and then moved to a different city and bought a little bigger house. So, yeah. So I know about them frozen pipes, and they cannot be fun. And I'm sure Chris has had to deal with them. Anytime you have an outbuilding like that, where you have livestock and water, it's usually PVC, and what's in the ground's insulated, but it's got to come up out of the ground and go to the water troughs and stuff. So those are usually probably insulated with pipe insulation. And if it gets really cold, those will freeze. Let's see. What else did I have? Well, I think I've covered everything I can think of. We haven't had anything. What's this? Next, what's my favorite car? 1965 Mustang would be my favorite car. So I can tell you, in my lifetime, for me, pecs with cramps are better than shark bite fittings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't, I've done most of all the plumbing I've ever done. I always use Schedule 40. And I mean, I have a sprinkler system, and I'm constantly having to replace a head or fix something. And I noticed, and of course I didn't notice because I wasn't here when they installed it, but they used a real thin wall PVC pipe for the sprinkler system. And so the parts that I've replaced, I've put Schedule 40 in. It's more expensive, but it lasts a lot longer. And I've never used, I know what PEX is. I've seen people, put it together and use it. I personally wasn't really that impressed with it. I think they use it because it's cheaper and it's easier to put together. But I still think Schedule 40 PVC, and if you know what you're doing and you glue it together correctly, I mean, it just takes longer to do stuff with. And so I understand why people use PEX, but it's improved, I've been told, by some of my plumber friends. So I don't know. I just never been that big of a fan because it reminds me of the stuff that I used in mobile homes that in cold weather didn't hold up very well. You don't want to use. No, no, I know. That's you know, that's a thing that drives me nuts. So, recently I had to have some AC work done here at the house, and now they a lot of a part of your AC and heat unit are in the attic, whereas in the past those units would be in a closet, either in the house or a lot of times in the garage. And your water heaters were all in the garage in a closet, right? And if you had a natural gas water heater like we do, code is it has to be, I don't know, 18 inches or 2 foot off the floor. But in this house, everything's in the attic. And so the AC plenum where the coil is, part of the air conditioning unit, is on one half, and then the heating part of it's on the other half. And they had to replace that whole plenum, and because there was some black mold that had gotten into it, which is not unusual. But if anyone ever asks you about putting in, what do they call it? I don't know. I've got a brain fade. I can't think what to call it, but it's basically a light that kills any kind of mold and keeps it from developing in your plenum on your air conditioning system, and which that then could spread into your ductwork. So they had to run some new ductwork, and I didn't get up in the attic and watch the guys install the ductwork, but a couple of days later, I pulled down. I was going to get something out of the attic, and I look up at the top of the ladder because that's where the water heater sits, and they ran ductwork, AC ductwork, right across the front of that water heater. So if I had to have that water heater replaced or worked on, it was going to be, they were going to be trying to move that huge AC ductwork out of the way. And I was like, yep, that ain't going to happen. And, what they did was they either didn't have enough ductwork when they replaced it, and so they made it work like that and ran it in front of the water heater, or they weren't very experienced. But so because they tried to cheap out and do it what I call half-ass, they got to come back, and I made them redo it and reroute the ductwork. They didn't charge me anything else, but that's one of the things my wife's always asked me, why you watch those people when they come to our house to do stuff? I said, because I don't trust them. They might be the best contractor and at the best at what they do, but I still like to watch what they do, because I think if a lot of them, if they think they can get away with half-heartedly doing the job, that's probably what they're going to do, because it ain't their house, it's your house. And then there's other people who have character, and they do good work whether you're watching them or not. So there you go. That's my 2 cents worth on it, but they came back and fixed it, and so I'm happy with that. The PEX they have now is a lot better. When it first came out, yeah. UV light. Yes, you're right, George. That's exactly what I was trying to think of, UV light. I don't associate a UV light with an air conditioning system. But yes, that's exactly what they put in, was a UV light. And and apparently I said, what? I got black mold in it? I said, well, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, no, it's fairly normal occurrence, obviously, if you don't have a UV light. So, and I remember when the last time I had to have the AC unit replaced, they asked me about that, but those UV lights had just come out and they were super expensive. And so I told them no. Of course, now they're much more affordable, and I guess they're a lot more common in certain parts of the country, like here where we have high humidity. Anyway, that's what I'm told anyway. So they had to do a new plenum and UV light, and that's supposed to take care of that. And when they did that, they had to reroute some of the ductwork. But it's all good now. Cesar, hey, how you doing? Okay, I fix. There you go. I fix stuff all day. UV light. Thank you for reminding me. Sometimes I just draw a blank. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. YNG. Sorry for your no. Just want to say, how you doing, Grandpa? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know, when I'm on lives, it's probably my favorite time of the day. Hey, Casey, what up, buddy? Did you make it back from Arizona? Casey's our over-the-road truck driver, and he's all over the United States, hauling stuff everywhere. Last known destination was somewhere in Arizona, dropping off some big equipment. I'm mowing guy. Good morning, Grandpa. Hey, you ain't that much farther behind me, mowing God. Robert Peck. Hey, man, how's it going? Faux Relatex. Jeff Shepard, 55, joined. Hey, man, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Young Fressa. I like that. Yeah, you know, I don't know if any of you are the same age as I am or have had the experience of, so out here in West Texas, BFE, we have no water still. Oh, no. No, I tell you what, no water. People don't realize sometimes when you live in the country, you have a whole set of different problems that you might have to deal with. Like, you know, if the power goes out and you live out in the country, you're usually the last one to have power restored. And if you live in the country, more than likely you have a higher chance of your power going out. And the reason being is because when you live out rural, most of the power lines are overhead. When you live in a city, they've put all the utilities in the ground, so you know it's less likely high winds are going to snap a power pole. Even though we do have power poles, we just have a lot less of them. And say Chris says that's why I have a generator. Good deal. Hey Chris, just out of curiosity, do you have a whole house generator that stays connected all the time and runs on propane, or and then you just test it or you know run it periodically, make sure it's okay? Full real text. Are you near Claude? Okay. Kevin, yeah, good. Seeing a couple more entries in the drawing. Hey, Casey, do you want to be in the drawing for the Benchmade knife? Just put something in the comments, because I know if you're on the road, you might not be able to send an email, and I'll add you. San Angelo. Been there before. My granddaughter, I thought she was going to go to school there, but she changed her mind. She thought it was too far from home. I got some friends that live in San Angelo. No, sir. I don't like knives. Okay. Sure. Add me in. I'll get over. Oh, well, you know, what you do with it after you get it's strictly up to you. That's funny. Miles from there. Okay, so you live outside of San Angelo? Let's see here. What's this? Phil, I have a whole house standby generator. It's pretty exercise once a week. Hey, that's pretty good, Phil. I've thought about that, you know, because I have natural gas here, and we could put a whole house generator on, but they've well, at the time when they were really serious about it, they were okay. Yours is on natural gas too. Okay. They were super expensive, and you know, of course, after, see, was it 2020 or 2021 when Central Texas had a really bad ice storm? We didn't have any power or water for a week, and some people didn't have any power, depending on where they lived, for like 2 or 3 weeks. So those generators just went crazy. What brand of generator do you have, Phil? I know they say the best ones to have for whole house generator is natural gas for sure. Been to Angelo many times. Yeah, I figured Chris probably had. Casey, you're in California. You're going to Washington State on Monday. Boy, I tell you what, they got you traveling everywhere. Now you've gone from West Texas to the West Coast. Where are you going in Washington State? Do you know, Casey? Oh, it's a Generac. And are you happy with that Generac generator? I mean, have you ever? I know you say it comes on and tests itself, but Kohler makes a good one too. Okay. So, not to be overly nosy, what did it cost? To put a Generac whole house generator in? Okay, so Chris has a Generac too. Okay. You know, I've seen some people just get some of those portable generators and have them connected. But I don't think I'd want to do that. If I was going to do it, I'd want to put in something that was like the Generac, the whole house. It's about 3 years old. Hadn't had any issues. Okay. Do y'all know, like on those whole house generators? I mean, what do they say about 5K? And oh, you installed it yourself? Okay. All right. So Phil must be pretty handy. He installed himself. Chris, did you install your own Generac generator, or did you have somebody do it? Of course, if you live outside the city, well, I mean, even if you live in the city limits, you can do any of that work as long as you're the homeowner without having a professional do it. 10K plus 10K install. That's what it cost in Galveston. Woo! That's stout. That's a $20,000 investment there, but you know, every place is different. You can also put on automatic transfer switch and outlet portable generator. That's what I've seen people do that live out in the country. A lot of times they'll have a portable generator, and you're right, they have a automatic transfer switch. Of course, then most of those run on, or the ones I've seen, either run on diesel or gasoline. So then you're kind of and I guess one of those is probably better than not having any kind of backup, but I don't know. Worth every penny. Okay. Richland, Washington. Okay. I don't think I've ever been to Richland, Washington. Well, like I said, all the way from West Texas to the West Coast. Beautiful. There's parts of Washington State that are gorgeous. You know, I think, of course, it's the only part of Washington that state that I've ever been to was north of Seattle, up at on the Puget Sound. It's super, yeah, super nice, real pretty part of the country. Lots of landlocked, but the Puget Sound's pretty nice area. I liked it. Some real history there. Yeah, it is pretty. I've been there 2 or 3 times. My niece and her husband were stationed at a naval base in Bremerton, Washington. And she was the couple of 2 or 3 weeks that we spent there, not all at once, 3 different times. She's a pretty good tour guide and took us all over, and we got to see a lot of really neat things while we were there. And the weather was nice too. I lived in Tacoma in the 90s. Beautiful. But they don't wear deodorant. That's pretty funny. They don't wear the deodorant. What is this saying here? Let's see what Phil says. Our shitty brother, who was trying to ban gas hookups during 2026, but thankfully they put a hold on because we were about to build a new house. Oh, wow. I didn't know that our governor was trying to. Where do you live? Do you live in Texas, Phil? Or California? I don't know. Irish. Goodbye. I guess the hippie culture is alive and well. Dang hippies. Oh, Lord Scone, good morning. Oh, Long Island, New York. Okay. Yeah, I might. That's a little more understandable because if you would have said Texas, I was like, really? I don't know. Natural gas, is it pretty expensive in New York? Because our natural gas here in Texas you'd get a $30 a month gas bill, maybe 40. In the wintertime, it never got over about $50. And natural gas has, like right now, it's wintertime, but I rarely run our central heat because nobody in the family likes it. And it dries out the air, makes them too sick. So it really has to be cold. And when we turn it on, it's for short periods of time. So, but we also have a gas water heater and a gas cooking stove. And our gas bill has more than doubled just over the last probably 3 or 4 years, along with, everything else that's gone up. But electricity's really gone up. There's certain things that I think are necessities, like electricity. And I know we have to be able to pay for maintenance and upkeep and expansion and all of that fun stuff. But I really wish those type of businesses were nonprofit organizations, because when you throw profit in there, unfortunately, that's when people can just do all kinds of stuff. I have family outside of Houston. Okay. So you have family from one end of the country to the other, Phil. Gas bill in Northern Illinois in the winter is $150, $200 a month. See, like I just got mine, and I guarantee you it's a lot colder in Illinois than it is in Texas. My last gas bill was like $110. And in the summertime, it'll be, $70, $80, $90. Hey, I'm in Atlantic, Canada. The price for everything has gone through the roof. Well, it's always been super expensive to live in Canada. I had a friend that lived there for probably 10 or 12 years. He married a Canadian woman, and his three kids are all Canadian citizens. Um, and it was very expensive to live there. Cornhusker Cowboy. 70s in Nebraska. Okay. Hey, Cornhusker Cowboy, thanks for joining us this morning. I appreciate it. Hey, if you're new here, make sure you like, share, hit the subscribe button, do all of that fun stuff. I've put out a challenge to everybody. We got till next Monday to hit 10,000 followers. If you want to see me shave my mustache off on a live, but if we don't get to 10,000 followers, that's not going to happen. I hedged my bet just a little bit, but you know, weird things happen. So if I get an influx of followers, well, then that's exactly what you'll get to see on the live. But you only got till Monday. We're in a utility co-op. Okay. I'm looking up in Atwater, California. Hey, Casey, what are you hauling to Washington? Glenn Carter joined over here. I pay $600 a month for oil besides the electricity. Yeah. That, Glenn, where are you at? What part of the country are you in? $600 a month. And I'm guessing he's talking about heating oil. Keep the mustache. Yeah. Ed on TikTok, a longtime supporter, asked me, you know, how many times I'd shaved it off in my lifetime, because people say, hey, how about that mustache? And I'll say, yeah, I've been growing it since I was 11, which is not a lie. I really have been. And he asked me how many times I'd shaved it off in my lifetime. I said, well, I probably shaved it off twice on purpose. And then I shaved it off by accident once when I had a beard and I was shaving the beard off, and I cut half of my mustache off. So, yeah, I did, George. So I was going to finish telling the story. So like every time I've shaved, which it hasn't been very often, immediately she says, no, grow the mustache back. So I'm guessing this part of my face must look really bad. I don't know. Or she's just used to me having the mustache. But yeah. But for, if I would have gotten that, I would have done it, because it will grow back. But I kind of hedged my bet. I was pretty sure that wasn't going to happen. So I thought it was a pretty safe bet on my part. But anything you can do to spur people on, you never know what's going to happen. Oh yeah, my wife said you look like a child molester. Grow that thing back. Yeah, so she did not like. Now my granddaughters, they're always telling me, they're like, oh, shave it off because your mustache itches me. So, well, anyway, everybody likes something different. That's why we're all different. Yeah. Well, I really, I didn't know that mustaches were the new trend. I was going to say beards. I see more people with beards these days. And, I've seen people who have a really nice beard, keep it, groomed well, and they look fine. And then you see people growing beards, and it's like 3 hairs over here. And I mean, just, they remind me of a cat that somebody dipped in a bucket of water, and they come out and their hair's all just, they don't look good. And those kind of people that can't really grow a full thick beard probably shouldn't grow a beard. Y'all too, go look at my post. on here. Okay, I'm gonna go look at your post, Casey. Stash goatee. Yeah, I have. If you check out some of my videos, I do occasionally grow a goatee, but for me, usually when I do it's the wintertime, but it just starts itching underneath my chin, and man, so I can deal with it for a while, but then I usually shave it off and just go back to the mustache. It's from 1938 cents. Okay. We'll have to check that out. Bids are going out. It's a mustache with the college kids. Okay. You know, I see people too with mustaches that look like a row of piss ants running across their lip. They can't really grow those either. And it's, you know, it's okay if you don't, some of us have a lot of facial hair and others do not. Valerie, RC95 joined. Hey man, how's it going? So anyway, yeah. So let's see. We've talked about the flashlight I really like. I reminded everybody about the Benchmade knife that I'm going to be giving away. We've got some other items that are coming behind that are also going to get given away. We're going to do the Super Clean promo. And, you know, like I said, I'm working on trying to see if they would like to sponsor the show, you know, whatever they would be willing to do. I thought might be a nice thing. So maybe I can talk them into, I know they have a lot of merch like shirts, caps, different things that I've seen periodically. Some of them are good and some of them are kind of eh. Yeah, look at it. It's nearly 7:30. Chris has got to go feed the horses probably and do some chores and get his day started. And I fully understand. I know I've usually been going till about 7:30 now that I'm officially retired, at least for now, and making this my my full-time gig. So I understand if you have to come and go. But yeah, usually, so about 7 more minutes, and we can talk about whatever. You can ask if you're new here and you want to ask questions, by all means, ask away. I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. I was able to, like I said, yesterday I went on an afternoon walk, and oh my God, Casey's 5:23 a.m. in California. Yeah, 2 hours behind us. I'm off today. Eye doctor. Oh, yeah. I had I got my eyes checked not long ago, about probably a month or so ago, and I had to get a new pair of glasses. So he said I was blind in one eye and couldn't see out the other. So he convinced me to get a new pair of glasses. You know, some people, like my wife, I swear, I think she gets a new pair of glasses once a year. But for me, I'll get a pair of glasses and, you know, I think the last pair I'd had the same pair of glasses for at least 5 years. And so, anyway, you never know. Kay is a butterfly just joined, or she popped in and then left. Same here. Yeah. You know, so us guys, it's not that big a deal for us unless you can't see. You know, we don't change our eyeglass wear frequently. Yeah, and that's what mine were too. Mine had scratches all over them. My wife would say, "How can you see out of these?" But you know, I just kept wearing them eventually, and now I have a new pair of glasses. And you know, I don't know what everybody else experiences, but you know, eyeglasses have gotten pretty expensive. I mean, I shopped around because I'm tighter than Dick's hat band, And I still paid nearly $300 for a set of glasses. But there's some of those places. If you buy a set of glasses from them, you could spend $400 or $500 on a pair of glasses. And so, yeah, 700. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, 2 sets. So I don't normally wear sunglasses. I've had prescription sunglasses before, and I just hate, take them off, put them in a case, get another pair, put them on, get ready to go in, take them off. It's such a hassle. And my eyes are not real sensitive to the sun. My wife, on the other hand, she always has 2 pair. She never goes outside without a pair of sunglasses on. And she's constantly having to change that, but she's gotten used to it, I guess. So, I got some reading glasses, $10. Yeah, reading glasses are that's where they get you up front. Where transitions? I've had some transitions before, and I wasn't crazy about them. For one, if I'm going to wear sunglasses, usually the transitions don't get dark enough. And then you go in a building. When I had them, I'd go in a building and people would say, hey, man, you need to take your sunglasses off. And I'd be like, hey, these are not sunglasses. Just takes time for them to transition back to clear. And so I got tired of explaining that too. Well, George, as a contractor, I definitely understand that, because you need to have a pair of glasses, when you're working, because, just the stuff that's going on around you. And then, another pair of glasses that are not work glasses that you can wear and keep for other times. Wear transitions, yeah. So, yeah, I've had 1 or 2 pairs of them, and so I don't get those anymore. That's not that big a deal. Plus, they cost extra money, and as it is now, I have to wear trifocals, and those lenses are pretty expensive. And I can't have the lines in the actual glasses, because that drives me crazy. So I have no line trifocals. So I have to I look through the top, the center, and the bottom, and all of them are different distances. And now, the last time I went to the doctor, they said I've started to develop cataracts, which both parents had cataracts. So I guess I'm going to be plagued with them too. But they're not bad. So not worth having them removed just yet. I think my dad didn't have his removed till he was probably 80. So I figure I got a few more years before I have to have that done. But it was funny for him, once he had cataract surgery, he only needed reading glasses. He didn't have to wear glasses all the time. Nancy09 joined. Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Progressive suck, yeah. Unfortunately, it takes me, anytime I get a new pair of glasses, it probably takes me about 2 or 3 days. Tyler Dinger joined. Hey, man, how's it going? To get, for my eyes to get adjusted, because even though they measure and try to get them as close to your current pair, every pair of glasses fits a little bit different. The glasses I had before these were a complete plastic frame and didn't have the nose pieces. My wife talked me into them. I don't like them. I don't like the thick glass look on my face, so I picked these out. Anyway, that's just, everybody likes a different style. I did like the fact they didn't have nose pieces, because in the summertime, in the wintertime, it's not bad. But in the summertime, if you're out working and you have to wear glasses, if your glasses start to slide on your nose, it'll rub a raw spot where the little legs are. So yeah, for sure. Hey, George, real quick. So I know you said you're a contractor. Are you a contractor for residential building houses, or are you a contractor for I mean, like, what do you do? Do you build houses? Are you a roofing contractor? What type of contractor work do you do? Plumbing contractor, maybe? Really, Casey, you haven't had a knife in 30 years. Well, everybody's different. I probably have 30 knives. I don't know why. I think maybe, hey, Josh, I think the reason, and I carry a knife with me all the time. And, you know, this is what I carry daily. And so I like folding knives, and I have a bunch of them. But this fixed blade knife had a little pocket clip on it, but I took the pocket clip off because it didn't really stay on the belt very well. But I like this because it's thin. I don't have to, I keep my fingernails pretty short, so I don't have to flip open the blade when I want to use it. And it's lightweight, and when you stick it in your front pocket, it doesn't stick out. You don't have to worry about it rubbing a hole in your pants pocket. And I can pop it out and I use it. Anyway, I started carrying a fixed blade like that probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I really prefer those now. I've got several different ones. But I have a lot of folding knives too. I got a whole drawer full of them. Some of them are, I've got a collection of some old timers that, were my grandpa's and my dad's. And so a lot of people used to carry those old timer pocket knives, but yeah. That's what I carry. And then, you see a lot of guys now, they carry the bigger knives, but they carry them on their belts, like in a little pouch or something. So everybody likes different stuff. Some people like I've got some camping knives too that can be pretty handy, but yeah. I have my wife, I'll have to show it to you one day. My wife had a custom made fixed blade knife for me made, and it's the blades was from an old file, old metal file is what the blade is made of, and then it has a custom handle on it. Really nice knife. I don't carry it a lot because it is a nice knife, and I don't want to get it all scratched up and stuff. And the handle on this is a pretty thin handle. You can see that. But the custom knife has got a bone style handle. It's a little bit thicker. So good morning, everybody, all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona. Hey, man. Wild Outlaw Realty Show. All right. So you must be a realtor, I'm guessing. I don't know. Good morning. Casey's just left Arizona and is in California now. And Casey's our over the road driver. Taz 199, 52 degrees in South Dakota. Really? Is that Taz? Is that going to be the high in South Dakota, 52, or is that the current temperature? I would have thought it'd have been a lot colder there. I know Casey, were you in South Dakota or North Dakota? One of the Dakotas he was in recently, a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago maybe. And I want to tell you, it looked like there was a blizzard coming through there. He was in Fargo, North Dakota. So it's 52 in South Dakota here today. Huh? Well, 52 is not bad. That's definitely doable. It was like 34 here in Central Texas this morning, but it's supposed to be 70 for the high around 4 o'clock today. Lord's gone. How you feeling? I'm all good. Casey's good. He's headed to Washington State with a load, and it's been a good morning. All those walks got to pay off. Yeah. Did you? We walked yesterday, and I can't. You didn't join, I don't think. But yeah, I went. So I did. I did go on a walk yesterday, about 45 minutes. I think I covered 2.2 miles. Ranger was able to join. It's 50 degrees in California. You know, that's a one thing. I've been to California a few times, and they really do in certain parts, especially in Southern California. They have some really nice days there. Of course, I don't think I could get past, you know, they're either in a drought or it's rained and they got mudslides everywhere or forest fires. Yeah, so that would kind of make that kind of steers me away from thinking about ever living in that state and the cost of living. Papa, what up? Yeah, he jumped off. He was just a drive-by. Yeah, so going to go on a walk today. Yesterday, since I can only live stream to one or the other, yesterday I live streamed to TikTok. So today when I go on the walk, I'm going to live stream on YouTube, and we'll hopefully attract some new viewers. And, you know, of course, I always talk about morning coffee talk because I always want, yeah, Lord Scone, I hope those walks do pay off. I mean, I think they do. For me, they do a lot of things. Sometimes I go on a walk because of just the daily stress, and you need to like put your earbuds in, turn on some music, and just tune the world out for a little bit and kind of just chill. And then like yesterday was great because there were people that hadn't been able to join the morning show for whatever reason, and they were available, and so they popped in while I walked, and we talked, and I showed them kind of some of the area that I was walking in. So it was fun. And like I said, it was about 45 minutes, and was able to visit with some people that I hadn't been able to visit with. So that was also fun. And so on YouTube this afternoon, I'm going on a walk, and I don't know exactly what time yet, but we're going to do an afternoon walk, and it'll probably be about 45 minutes, and I'll go live on YouTube today. And then, so that's Thursday. And then tomorrow I'll go live again for TikTok. And then, you know, I'll just kind of, the doctor says, you know, I need to get out and walk to, because I have real bad arthritis. I have bad knees, and I've got one they're wanting to replace, do surgery and replace. But I have a real good orthopedic, and he says, just you know, if it gets where I can't walk on it, then I go in and they shoot it up with steroids, and there's some other stuff they put in the knee that lasts, but usually only lasts about 3 or 4 months. And he also said that walking would kind of extend the time that I have to have that procedure done. So I've had it done 3 or 4 times already, and I asked him how many times, and he says as many times as you can. No need to do that invasive surgery until you absolutely can't stand the pain on it anymore. And then when that happens, I'll have to have my knee replaced. But until then, I'm going to do everything I can. And plus, it's always good as you get into retirement. You know, there's 2 things that are really important in retirement. And probably the most important thing, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's money. No, it's not money. It's your health. If you don't have your health, you're not going to have a retirement. It's going to be terrible. So, you know, I always tell everybody, try to take care of yourself. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't always eat the healthiest as like I should, but I try to, and get some exercise. And, you know, I hate to go, I'm not a gym rat. I don't like to go to the gym. You know, when I was young and high school and early college, I was an athlete, but, you know, I think I just burned myself out on doing all of that stuff. So going on a walk's pretty relaxed, but you'd be surprised. My wife is an avid walker. She probably walks 5 or 6 miles a day, every day, rain, sleet, or snow. She's like Ed. She doesn't miss a day. That's kind of her me time. And so, and she's probably lost, you know, she retired, and so she has more time to walk. And I would say in the last 6 or 7 months, she's probably lost about maybe 40 pounds or so. And, you know, and said she feels like she's in better shape. And so that's good too. So she's always encouraging me to walk too. So I think I'm going to try to walk and go live at the same time. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. If I don't run out of stuff to talk about. Okay, guys, it's 7:41. I got to go. I got some other videos and stuff to do. Like I said, I am going to go for all my YouTubers. I will be going live this afternoon on a walk. So, and you know, if I had to guess, it's going to probably be somewhere around 3:30 or something like that. It might be a little earlier. I don't know. But yeah, so we are going to do that. And so if you want to come back and hang out with me and go on a walk this afternoon on YouTube, if you see me pop up, come join me. Everybody, thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for sending in your interest in the drawing for the Benchmade knife. And Casey, are you still on? So I don't normally do this, but I'm going to show you real quick, just a quick glance at what the next giveaway is going to be. It's a, there you go. That's it. It's a wireless Bluetooth headset. And, you know, you can use it to connect to your computer, a cell phone. Yeah, Casey said, yeah, I knew Casey would go for that. I mean, because those are great. You know, you can connect those to your cell phone, have them mounted. If it rings, boop, you know, answer it, and you can talk and drive and don't have to worry about messing with your phone. So, it seems like it's real well made. I don't want to go too far into it. I want to get through this first giveaway and make sure that goes smooth. But that is going to be the next item on the second giveaway. And then, of course, we're going to do, we're going to have Super Clean. Depending on what all material they send us, we'll be doing a giveaway for that too. And any other samples I can get people to give us. I want to try to, you know, make giving away stuff as my way to say thank you for everyone supporting us and joining the show. So if that's really a pretty small token on my part. So everybody, go do something kind today. Stay safe. YouTube guys, I'll be on, like I said, probably 3 or 3:30 this afternoon. Going to go for an afternoon walk. If you'd like to join me, by all means do that. And go do something kind for somebody today, because you never know what your kindness does for someone else. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining me this morning. All the engagement's great. I can't ask for anything anymore. So thank you very much. And thank you for joining the live. I'll see you tomorrow morning. YouTubers, I'll see you this afternoon. And everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. And guess what? Tomorrow is what? Whoop, whoop, Friday. Exactly. End of the week. So then we can be looking forward to the weekend. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.